welcome to the 2015 knife inventory video. I've got some new stuff this year and I've gotten rid of some older stuff, so we're just going to go through and talk a little bit about each one. We've got the Gyuto R2 powdered steel, azurite malachite handle. Got this one from Salty. Delaware Ely paring knife with Buckeye burl. Todro Senku, it's a Damascus bird's beak. I use this knife about once every 3 years. Nobody flutes mushrooms anymore. It's the Yoshikane SLD tool steel from Maxim at Japanese Natural Stones. This knife's awesome. It's my favorite paring knife. I've gone through a lot of paring knives trying to find the perfect one. This thing is just light, it cuts incredibly, and stays super sharp forever. Miyabi 600D. It's 135 millimeter, I think. It's pretty cool for around the house. It's got the Coke bottle. It's a nice little paring slash petty for the house. Here's another one from Salty. Mizuno Swedish Hankotsu. I put the re-handle on there. That's Elmwood. It's pretty nice. And it didn't fall apart yet after 2 years, so I think it came out all right. It's the Hattori 150 millimeter Damascus Honosuke. You can't tell it's actually blue, but this was rehandled by Dave Martell, Japanese knife sharpening. And I've done several hundred cases of chicken with this. Another rehandle on the Hiramoto 150 millimeter petty, maple burl. Went to double spacer on that to match I did the triple on the other one. This is the Twin Cermax from Zwilling. It's a microcarbide. I want to say it's like ZDP 189 or something like that. It's super hard. It doesn't need to be sharpened that often. It's only for home use. They call it a Gyuto. It's sort of a mix between a Gyuto and a petty. Super handle heavy, as is the German way. But yeah, it's pretty cool for doing utility work. It's another knife I never use anymore. It's the Icon Classic from Wusthof, Santoku. Just made its way out of my kit years ago and never found a place back in it, so it stays here at the house. Here's another Santoku. This one is really nice. My wife loves this one. The Tanaka, I believe it's 165 millimeter, or maybe it's 180. Let me see. Yeah, I think it's 165, something like that. R2 powdered steel. Wah handle, super light, really comfortable. Laser beam. Crazy knife. Here's another Tanaka from the same line, Wah Gyuto, 210 millimeter. Really, it's 215. And another laser beam, just crazy thin grind on this knife. It's a ridiculous cutter. It stays super sharp forever, and even when it goes down a little bit in sharpness, that geometry just glides through product still. Here is the matching Gyuto, the Hiramoto, that matches the petty with the rehandle. It's got the maple burl. So just a crazy thin job that Dave did at Japanese knife sharpening. Thinned and etched. Just looks really sick. It's a great cutter. It's an Aogami super steel, stays really sharp. And I'm not afraid to beat this up at work. Here's some stuff from the Geshin line. This is Geshin Ginga. It's a 240 millimeter Gyuto. I put the handle on this one too. Triple spacers on that. The Coke bottle. It's pretty neat. Again, this one's really thin too. But I'm not scared to take it to work and beat on it, because it keeps an edge pretty good for a long time. It's another one of those geometry cutters. Speaking of laser beams, the super light, ultra thin Konosuke HD 240 millimeter Wah Gyuto. I've had this one for a while. It makes its way back in and out of the kit. It's it made its way out for a little bit, but I brought it back in and just fell in love with it again. It's got a pretty asymmetrical edge. There's barely a bevel on that side. It's got about a 90-10 ratio of bevel. This is the Geshin Hide 240mm wa Gyuto. It's ebony wood handle, buffalo, ferrule. I etched this one myself. I thinned it and etched it, and it came out pretty good. It's got a nice chip down there, but that's my own stupidity. But this one, now that it's been thinned out, it's an amazing cutter. It was a good cutter before, now it's just ridiculous. And the finish came out pretty good on that etch. So another good cutter, but more on the laserish side. And this is the classic, the one that started it all, Tanaka 240mm Gyuto R2 powdered steel, Damascus cladding. This one's been thinned a couple times and etched myself a number of times, but probably only about 230mm now. But still, crazy good cutter, and just edge retention is just ridiculous. This knife will probably never leave my kit. Just gorgeous. Now, here's a new one that I waited quite a while for. It's a Dave Martell wa Gyuto 01 tool steel, and it's got the Stefan Keller custom handle. This handle is sick. It's buffalo horn ferrule. It's got a Bakelite spacer, African blackwood, and then the mammoth molar for the end cap. Just awesome. I don't think the color is coming through in the flash, but this is just a stellar handle that matches this blade perfectly. I mean, it's just ridiculous. This knife's a great cutter. It's awesome profile. It's good height. And the 01 tool steel, it's got some patina, if you can tell, but it's not super reactive to food, so it doesn't stain your products, and it holds its edge for quite a while. So good cutter. It's a Tojiro Yo Deba. This is one of my first rehandles, and it's still holding together. So this is just a chicken beater. It's been rounded over. And this is the first rehandle, Tojiro bread knife, 270mm. This thing pretty good at utility work too. And next we have the Itanomon 210mm wa Sujiki, or wa Petty. It's another one from Maxim at JapaneseNaturalStones.com. It's white steel clad with Kuroichi iron, so it's got that rustic blacksmith finish. It's a great line knife, and you can use it for some cool utility work too. It's a good all-arounder, and if you got tight space, this works really well. So Geshin Hide Kamagaru Usuba 210mm. I believe it's blue steel. I don't get a lot of use out of this, but I'm trying to find more ways that I can implement it at work. Gotta practice. Here's another one from Hiramoto, rehandled by Dave. That's the Butch Harner micarta, sort of a paracord mixture. Really cool knife. I believe this one's been thinned as well, pretty substantially. And that backside just looks so cool. Again, it's the Aogami Super Steel. It's an excellent slicer. Here we have my 210mm Deba. It's a Suminagasha Deba from Yoshihiro. This is just a beast. I mean, it's almost 12mm thick, and it's got the coolest look to it. There you go. Just a killer blade. I mean, I've just taken down so much fish with this thing. Ebony wood handle and the buffalo horn ferrule. Great knife. Here's the classic Honosuke Fujiyama Miro Shideba. This one's got the mirror polish with the killer patina on it. just another salmon beast here. It's taking down so much fish over the years. Here's the Tanaka 300mm Damascus Yanagiba. This one's been pretty worked over too for a number of years, and also with the incredible Stefan Keller custom handle. This thing is just ridiculous. I mean, it's got the pin back there. Almost looks like Starry Night from Van Gogh. Just ridiculous. One of my favorites. Absolutely gorgeous. Here's another Tanaka. This is 300mm Takoiki. Damascus blue steel. The ebony and the buffalo horn. Just a crazy sharp knife, super thin. It's thinner than the Yanagi and lighter, but you use it for the same purpose. Slicing raw protein or, you know, boneless proteins. Nothing special. 1303 CCK veggie slicer. I don't use this one at work so much. I'm not really a cleaver guy. It's a Victor Enox stainless scimitar. This one's good for when you're boning out strips or portioning strips. A couple of honing rods there. I don't really use those anymore at work. I tend to strop more now. This knife's cool. This is an oyster knife from, I don't even know when, probably early 1800s. And it's great for slicing through the abductor muscle. Super heavy. It's a Japanese oyster knife. It's a Masamoto, I think. This one's better for hinging large oysters. This one's better for doing delicate ones through the abductor. And a rehandle fish bat. This is pretty nice. I told you a fork that I never use on carving stations for fear of damage. But pretty nice nonetheless. So that's mostly everything. As you see, it's a little bit less, but a little bit more. If you guys got any questions, please feel free to post them in the comments, and if I can, I'll respond as quickly as I can. All right, thanks for watching, guys. Peace.